For the first time since the start of full-scale war, the enemy struck the government building in the very center of Kyiv.
Ukraine has been struck by the largest terror attack since the start of the war. Overnight, Russian drones and missiles targeted several regions across the country. For the first time, Kyiv's main government building was directly hit, setting its upper floors on fire and sending thick smoke over the capital.
Every new attack gets even more outrageous than the previous ones. And the fact that the debris of an intercepted Shahed drone, or even a drone itself, hit the government quarter is another proof that Russia does not plan to stop it. It scares me. But what scares me even more is that they strike residential buildings and that people are dying.
Standing inside the damaged Cabinet of Ministers building, Kyiv's Prime Minister said that the strike showed Moscow is not seeking peace. She called on Ukraine's partners to strengthen sanctions and expand air defense support.
I am Prime Minister of Ukraine, Yulia Sviridenko. I am now in the building of Ukrainian government. For the first time since the start of full-scale war, the enemy struck the government building in the very center of Kyiv. You can see the consequences of the enemy's attack. The fire in 800 square meters has been put out. Our rescuers continue to work here. It looks like Russia is not ready and is not seeking peace, is not ready for negotiations. We call on our partners to help protect the sky. Let's strengthen sanctions against Russia. Let's create such system of guarantees for Ukraine that will force the enemy to stop.
Officials say at least 4 people were killed, including an infant, and over 20 people were wounded in the capital alone. Residential areas in Zaporozhye, Kryvyi Rih, Odessa, Sumy, and Chernihiv were also hit, as well as key infrastructure. Ukraine's Air Force reported that Russia launched more than 800 drones and 13 missiles in the single overnight wave, the biggest drone barrage of the war so far. They said 751 drones and 4 missiles were intercepted, but many still got through. The attack has raised serious questions about the strength of Ukraine's air defense. President Zelensky has once again appealed to its international partners for stronger air protection and more weapons.
It is important that today there is a broad reaction from partners to this strike. Obviously, Russia is trying to hurt Ukraine, and the strikes are more sudden. This is a clear sign that Putin is testing the world, whether they will accept it or put up with it. Therefore, it is important that the statements of leaders, states, and institutions are followed up by strong actions, sanctions against Russia, against individuals associated with Russia, and strong tariffs and other restrictions on trade with Russia.
The strike on Kyiv's Cabinet of Ministers building marked the first direct hit on one of the capital's most heavily defended sites since the beginning of the war. Rescue team worked for hours to put out the blaze. Video released from inside showed collapsed ceilings, soot-covered walls, and emergency workers cleaning rubble from the top floors. In Washington, the latest Russian assault has pushed the White House to signal tougher measures. President Donald Trump has said he's prepared to move into what he calls second phase of sanctions on Russia and possibly its oil buyers.
Are you ready to move to the second phase of sanctions against Russia or punishing?
What do you think is the greatest obstacle to a peace deal?
Well, we're going to see. I mean, we have some very interesting discussions. You know, certain European leaders are coming over to our country on Monday or Tuesday, and individually. And I think we're going to get that settled. I think we're going to get it settled. We have to. You can't lose. You know, when they're losing 5,000 to 7,000 soldiers a week for no reason, you have to get it settled.
Trump also confirmed that he is expected to speak with Russian President Vladimir Putin in the coming days. He suggested that negotiations might still be possible, but repeated his frustration at the scale of losses in the war.
When do you plan to see President Putin next?
Very soon, over the next couple. Look, we're going to get it done. The Russia-Ukraine situation, we're going to get it done. I have confidence we're going to get it done. No, the First Lady actually got along great with Putin, as I did. But, we're disappointed. Both of us are disappointed that this ridiculous war continues.
European leaders, meanwhile, condemned the latest strike. Poland's Prime Minister said attempts to appease Moscow has clearly failed. France's Emmanuel Macron also spoke with Zelensky, pledging continued diplomatic and military support. As Ukraine absorbs the damage from this record assault, attention is now shifting to Washington. President Trump's pledge to move into second phase of sanctions could target Russia's oil sectors and its global buyers, potentially raising the stakes for Moscow's economy. European leaders are calling for tough actions too, but so far, no unified plan has been announced. In Kyiv, officials insist that outrage alone is not enough, warning that without stronger air defense and concrete security guarantees, more attacks like this one could follow. For now, Ukraine's skies remain under threat, and the coming days will show whether Western promises will turn into decisive action or if Moscow will press its advantage after striking at the very heart of Ukraine's government. We'll continue tracking this story. Until then, stay tuned to Money Control for more global updates. Thank you for watching.
Welcome to Money Control, your ultimate destination in the ever-evolving world of finance, business, markets, policy and technology. India's preeminent news platform, driven by facts and fueled by data. A platform made in India, for India and for the world. MoneyControl.com has a staggering reach of 100 million plus monthly active users and 6.02 million daily active users. Being a transformative digital force, reshaping how we engage with money, markets and news. Setting us apart is our commitment to delivering accurate information and empowering financial decision-making in a dynamic ecosystem. Seeking a deeper dive into the financial realm, we present Money Control Pro, a powerhouse of exclusive insights, providing actionable investment ideas and expert analysis. Because in today's fast-paced world, informed decisions demand both information and expertise. And we have 1 million plus Money Control Pro total paid subscribers and 100% return in 1.5 years, beating the market. Explore market trends, access expert opinions, and utilize essential financial tools all at your fingertips. Join the millions who trust MoneyControl.com for their financial journey, where facts meet finance and data drives decisions. Think markets, think Money Control.